Good day, everyone, and thanks for joining me at this hour. I'd like to have some discussions concerning the World Health Mental Day, and it's a celebration, or let me see, it's a commemoration of the event of taking of people that has their mental health issues. Today I'm coming alone and I'm doing this live broadcast alone, so I'm not having any special guests, but I promise you I will be coming up with special guests as soon as possible, because October is actually dedicated for World Mental Health Day. Is every October 10th of the year is in commemoration of World Mental Health Day. This day is set aside to raise awareness on mental health issues and to mobilize support for mental health around the world. So it's a special day, or let me say it's even a special month that is actually dedicated so that all efforts can be harnessed together in order to raise awareness on issues bordering on mental health, as well as to mobilize support for mental health, which is actually done around the world. Now, this particular World Mental Health Day was actually first launched about 30 years ago, and that was done by World Federation for Mental Health. So it is an event that's been established for so long, and it's been year in, year out. Every October 10 has been set aside or dedicated to celebrate or to commemorate this particular day. Now, I'm not going to bother us with so many things because we've been able to have access to a lot of information across, whether social media or whatever. But I'll just talk about few things so that to make us abreast and know what is all about. Now, what is exactly this mental health that we are talking about? Now, in this particular video, I am not going into details because I'm not a specialist. So we have a psychiatrist, we have a mental health specialist, but I will just try to pinpoint some areas that actually concerns people that don't even know what is it all about. I'm going to simplify it, as in just like for a layman. Now, according to Mental Health Foundation, which is an organization that is in United Kingdom, actually describe how to identify a good mental health. Now, how do you identify a good mental health? Now, a person with good and stable mental health should be able to perform key functions and activities such as: 1, the ability to learn. Should be able to learn, should be able to know things. You should know things around you. 2, the ability to feel, express, and manage a range of positive and negative emotions. So that is 2. Then 3, the ability to form and maintain good relationships with others. And then 4, the ability to cope with and manage change and uncertainty. Now, you can see these are the 4 cardinal points that we should know very well in order to ascertain whether someone is having a good mental health. So these are the questions I will actually ask myself. Do I have the ability to learn? Do I have the ability to feel, express, and manage a range of positive and negative emotions? This is where, when we have issues that is actually disturbing us psychologically or emotionally, do we have the courage to express our feelings to others or to someone that can help us out? Do we actually, when we are having all these kind of things, should I keep it to myself, or I need to talk to someone confidentially that can at least to some extent have an idea or can help me out? Even if the person cannot help me out, be able to direct me to a specialist and say, meet this particular specialist, he or she knows better. But do I have that confidence to go to that extent? These are the ability to form and maintain good relationship with others. Do I have that? Can I form good relationship with others? Can I maintain good relationships with others? So these are, and the last one, which is the ability to cope and manage change and the uncertainty. So these are the key points that we should look into. We should always ascertain, so that we know whether we have a good mental health. Now again, it also identify 10 tips on how to look after your mental health. This is exactly where all of us, we should take charge of our lives. We should take charge of, we should be responsible for our lives. Mental health is not something, that's why I say I'm not going to go into detail, because there are classes, there are types, there are variations and some other things as such. But I'm going to simplify it for all of for my viewers, so that we will know exactly that what are these 10 tips that we have to look for in mental health. 1, talk about your feelings. This is where some people find it very difficult to talk about their feelings. Whether someone is doing something bad to them, they find it very difficult to talk to that person, or even to talk to another person, and you'll be having it in their heart. Now, I know there is a common saying that when you have your problem and you are not sharing it with you, it will be eating up gradually your soul, because we cannot keep negativity in our mind for a long period of time. It is dangerous to health. Now, when I'm talking about mind, I'm not talking about heart. Now, we know scientifically this is where we used to think, and this is where everything passes. I'm talking about our brain. Now, so if at all you're having any feelings, do you have this courage to express the feeling? Because one of the key elements that has been established, which is very essential, is to verbalize our feelings. Do we have the courage to talk, even not to the person that offended you, but to a friend, to your confidence, or to someone that you even have trust in, you trust in? So number 1, talk about your feelings. It is very important. You have to talk about feelings, whether it is positive or it is negative. You don't keep it to yourself for a long period of time. Most especially when it is negative, it destroys, it damages a lot of things in the mind, and it erodes positive things that you are even capable of doing, and you have to be mindful of that. Number 2, keep active, such as regular exercise. Now, why do you have to keep active? The reason is because regular exercise enhances blood flow. When it enhances blood flow, it keeps the organs in the body fit. And don't forget, one of the organs in the body that we are talking about is the brain. And this is where most of the mental things happen. So meaning that by the time you are doing exercise, indirectly you are keeping the brain fit. Okay, so, and one of it invariably, on the other hand, it now help in it will enhance the self-esteem, sleep. You're able to sleep well when you do regular exercise, very good exercise. By the time you get home at night, you knock out. So meaning that you are tired because you've undergone a lot of different activities during the day. So when you get home in the middle of the night, you're tired. And that is why there is this idea that when you are looking for sleep, and the sleep is not coming at the right time that you're supposed to sleep, then they will tell you, go out, do some regular exercises, do some things that will make you sweat. By the time you come back, you are tired. The next thing that will follow is for you to sleep easily. Then it also enhances your feeling. You know, when you do this regular exercise, you keep active, it will enhance the feeling as well. It also keeps the brain and other organs healthy, and that is where it's what do you call it, it has impact on mental health. This is where it has impact on mental health. The reason is because when you keep fit, when you are healthy, when you do regular exercise, the brain is also healthy. Now the third one is eat well. Now when we say eat well, it means you need to eat adequate diet that would nourish your body and the brain, which indirectly is good for mental health. So you need to take all these goods. We should establish habit of having good diet, which is very essential for our brain. Now the fourth one is drink responsibly. Now it's no nobody has been able to establish the fact that you have to stop drinking, because on the other hand, it has been found that some research has been done several years back that even a little shot of alcohol is beneficial to the body, and that is why there is no healthcare practitioner or no scientist that has come out to say it boldly that stop drinking alcohol. What is usually advised is drink responsibly. Drink responsibly. It means drink to a level that your body can maintain. Don't drink to the extent that you go into stupor or become unstable and be having these irrational behaviors. You have to be careful of that. So now when you drink responsibly, now this is not actually really good for mental health. The reason is because now people drink. Why do people drink? They drink because when they have challenges, for instance, somebody that is well placed at a place of work and lost the job due to some reasons or whatever. For instance, let me just take a very concrete example with the problem of the COVID-19 that we're having, when a lot of companies are shutting down and people are losing their jobs. Now, if it happens, you are the one financing the house, helping the family, extended family, helping people around you, they see you as a very nice person. Now you now see yourself without a job at this time is very, very unbearable. I know of that, and it's something that can be very, very damaging. Yes, because emotionally is something that is very terrible to the body. Now the next thing that person will now to resort to is to do what? Is to go to is to start drinking. Drinking will not solve the problem at all. In fact, what the drink will do is that it will only make you stable within short period of time. Within that short period of time, you'll be stable. Now, after that time, what happened? Once the effect of the drink wears off, then the problem comes up again. And in fact, some researchers has established that by the time the problems comes back, is even worse than initial problem, meaning that it becomes more complicated, more aggravated, to the extent that already the problem of the drinking is coming with the initial problem combining together. And that is where at the end of the day the person will now be going close to in fact maybe moving away from neurosis and be going to to psychotic part of it. So we have to be very careful. Drinking does not resolve the problem. No. And it is even advised completely to avoid drinking when you have challenges. Yes. When you have challenges, please avoid drinking. Drinking does not solve the problem. Not at all. Now, drinking is not even a good therapy. Rather, it worsens the emotions. Now, the fifth one is keep in touch. You have to keep in touch. You need to move close to people that will help you out, to specialists, to people that knows about this challenge, about this problem. Move to them, talk to them, keep in touch with them. These are the people that will help you out. Ask for help, which is the sixth one. You need to ask for help. Nobody knows it all. At a point in time, you need to ask for help. At a point in time, when there is a problem, you must ask for help. Because, and that is why, if you look at the first one that I said, talk about your feelings. If you cannot talk about your feelings, then you cannot even ask for help. Somebody that is ready to talk about the feeling shows that the person is ready to ask for help, invariably. But if you cannot ask for help, definitely, or let me say, if you cannot talk about your feeling, it's going to be very, very hard to ask for help, because the person that you want to ask the help from will ask you, tell me or share the story, let me listen to you. Now the person is asking you to talk about shit, then you find it very difficult to talk about your feelings. You can see how they are interwoven. So it's very important to talk about your feelings. You must be able to talk about your feelings, whether it is positive or it is negative. It is not about the feelings that you are having. It is about you. It is about you. Now, if you talk about your feelings and you are asking for help, then that is where the help will now come, and they will advise you on what to do and what not to do. But the moment you are not ready to talk about your feelings, you are going to find it very difficult, because the person that you are meeting for the help will not be able to resolve any of your problem. If you are not talking, you must talk. You need to talk. Seventh one, you need to take a break. Take a break from whatever that is causing all this problem, so that you can have a renew. You can think all over. You can renew your plan. You can re-strategize. You can reform your plans and some other things. You need to take a break. It is very important. At a point in time when we are at the brim, at the highest level of our activities, of our efforts, and we are seeing that we are not moving forward, we are not moving backwards, we are just stagnant. At that point, it means you need to take a break. Just a break. Now, the break might not come in different ways, depending on you, on whatever you want, and depending on the advice that you are getting from the specialist. There are different ways of taking the break. This will be highlighted based on your condition and your situations. So it's important to take a break. Number 8, do something you are good at. You have to do something that you are very good at. Don't follow. As they usually say, don't follow. You don't need to follow the multitude. Be yourself. Be yourself. You don't need to follow multitude. Now that will take me to the next one, which is accept who you are. This is very, very important. Very important. Accept who you are. Now, when I say accept who you are, it's what's the first thing that have to come to your mind? It means you have your self-confidence. Many of us will lose our confidence and self-esteem because we do not accept whom we are. We feel down. We feel like we feel as if our status is so below. We don't feel among. We are not moving with the society. The society is far away from us, and these things are in the mind. That is because that is our perception, and when we are having this kind of perception, it will reflect in our own way of life as well. The moment we are having this kind of thinking, we are having this kind of notion, then it will surely affect our self-confidence. Now, you must accept who you are, and you must be for you to build your self-confidence and for you to build your self-esteem, you must accept who you are. Now, for instance, as a student, you are in the class and you were told that you cannot make it, that you are too dull, you are a dullard. then you accept it that you're a dullard. Of course, my professor told me I'm dullard, I cannot make it, I'm too dull, I'm sorry, I have to get out of this school. On the other hand, you yourself, you don't know who you are. Your teacher cannot tell you you are dullard. Your teacher only tells you are dullard based on your performance, and that does not mean you are dullard. Of course, there will be results at the end of the test or at the end of each examinations, and the professor will say, "Oh no, this is not a good result. No, you are not making it. So I doubt whether you are going to." That is academic performance. Now, how do you now go beyond that? You should know who you are and accept the reality that, come on, no, this is not me. No, the fact that I'm not doing well in the class, that does not mean that I'm no, I cannot make it. No. There are so many examples around. So many around the world. We have you heard about big millionaires, big billionaires that are making it. Their names is like a wave now around the world. Yet, majority of them, they don't even have just a single degree, university degree. Some of them do not even have high school nor college certificates. Right from primary school, that was the end of their education. And yet, today, they are the top of the world. I don't want to start mentioning him. You can go and Google it. What do they have? What were their qualifications? Nothing. Now tell me, such kind of people that are now billionaires controlling the world today did not accept it, that they are dullard, that they cannot make it. They might be dullard in the class, in the academic, but they are not dullard in the other aspect of life. Of course, nobody is good in every aspect. We have some aspect that we are very good in, and we should be able to build on it. And that is why at a point, I think there is one point that I take which says that do something you are good at. Yes, do something you are good at. That's why you should not follow multitude. You should not say, because everybody is doing this, I have to do this. No. Do something you are good at. And that is where you are going to excel. The breakthrough is there for you. Yes, the breakthrough is there for you. And by the time you are doing something you are good at, now tell me, how are you not going to accept who you are? You surely accept who you are. This is because we should be able to build this, and we should be able to tell our people, we should be able to tell everybody, this is what you are good at, this is what I am good at, this is what he or she is good at, and this is what I will excel when I do. So, self-confidence, self-esteem is very vital. Very vital. And the 10th, which is the last one, care for others. Care for others. I think if you can remember vividly, I had a program with my guests all the way from Australia, who happened to be a mental health nurse. And we discussed about this, and he said something that is very important. He said, this is how we can care for everybody in the society. How do we care for everybody in the society? It starts from me and you. Just ask your neighbor, are you okay today? That word alone goes a long way. That word alone goes a long, long way. Are you okay today? You should be able to ask it. He said it. He's a specialist, so he knows very well. He knows it very well. He said it. How you okay today? Is important for us. The society we are living in, we should be able to care for one another, and that is what mental health is preaching. Care for one another. It's not about me. It's about the society at large, and it's about our mental stability. Once stability, then the society at large is good. As I said, I'm not a specialist. I'm still coming up with different. I have for this particular month, I'm going to dedicate this particular month for mental health discussions, and I'll be coming up with some other guests that are specialists in this area, psychiatric nurses, psychiatric doctors, and so on. So I'll be coming up with them. We'll be discussing about this, most especially in relation with the problem of the pandemic. Now, how do we identify mental illness? Please and please don't forget the fact that I am not going into detail. This is not an academic class. This is not there. So I'm just doing this short video as a support or commemoration of World Mental Health Day, which is in this October. So, and I'm trying to bring out some little things just to gel also that for us to remember some of those things that are very important to us. Now, how do we identify mental illness? Now, in a simple illustrations, there are it's very easy. There are warning signs, and this is what I'm going to talk about. This is what you and I and everybody in the society should be wary of. We should look into this all the time. It's very important. Now, it's actually written by health director Australia. Now, the warning signs include: 1, feeling anxious or worried. Yeah, this is where it starts from. Anxiety, worriness, and things like that. When you are feeling anxious, you're having this kind of fear, and you are so worried, and to the extent that this thing is eating you deeply. What you are worried about is eating you deeply, as a common saying that is eating you deeply. Now, so when you go and it's taking your time, it's taking your emotions, it's taking your feeling. You are thinking about it every day, day in, day out. Even when you are at work, it keeps coming in. You are thinking about it all the time. Is a warning sign. You have to be careful about that. So at that time, what should you do? Take a break. You have to take a break. The moment it keeps on coming in every second, at every second of your time, it's coming in. It's a warning sign. You have to be careful. Be very, very careful. At that time, I will advise you take a break. Now, 2, feeling depressed and unhappy. You are feeling too much of depressed. All the time you are depressed. Forget, you see, you have to understand this particular